This video is about framework analysis, its background and introduction. Perhaps you are a researcher or a student, a research student who is thinking about using framework analysis, or you came across it and you weren't sure whether it is the right method for you. This video is really about just giving you some background and introduction to help you get started with this data analysis method. And I've got some two resources which would be very useful to familiarize yourself with regarding this method. So framework analysis is considered, so it is a data analysis method used in research and practice. It is considered part of the thematic analysis family. In particular, it falls under what they call the codebook style of thematic analysis, where a structured way to coding of data is used for analysis, but with an underlying philosophy of the reflexive thematic analysis technique by Brown and Clark. To understand the different types of thematic analysis and what the codebook style or approach of thematic analysis, as well as the other techniques of thematic analysis are about, you can pause this video and then you can refer to one of my previous videos on YouTube, which goes through these different techniques of thematic analysis called Thematic Analysis, the Different Types of Thematic Analysis Explained. So what are the origins and the main authors of framework analysis? The method seems to have originated by two researchers called Jane Ritchie and Jane Spencer in 1998. However, other researchers also, 1994. However, other researchers also seems to have developed their own framework analysis method, like, for example, Smith and Firth, who referenced Ritchie and Spencer and their technique a lot in their work. It is also useful to perhaps know that Ritchie and Spencer they seem to have made references to the authors Miles and Huberman and their analysis technique in terms of building a matrix. So it's worth, referring to all these authors, but the origins seems to be really connected with Jane Ritchie and Jane Spencer from their work from 1994. So what is the method best used for? Framework analysis seems to be very useful to use in applied sciences, like, for example, applied policy research, and where there are multiple team members or, say, multiple researchers involved in data analysis. So you've got a massive group of people trying to do and make sense of, say, policy, a certain policy, or in an applied way. Framework analysis could be a useful way to deal with that. The method is also is best used as a systematic way of going through and analyzing a large volume of data, and hence why it could be useful for big teams, if it is relevant, of course. And also, what is the typical process of framework analysis? Just to give you an idea. Generally speaking, the first step of the process involves a deep dive or a deep reading through the whole data sets, including anything done by other researchers. A first step called familiarization, which is kind of similar to the authors Brown and Clark's familiarization step in their reflexive thematic analysis technique. The difference is that after familiarization in framework analysis, the researcher then starts to systematically create themes and then code the data based on this initial theme framework or indexing, then charting the data with its content, then mapping, and then interpretation. So the process involves two main aspects, which is familiarization with all the available data, as well as creating themes, thematic or a thematic framework after reading the data, then applying the themes to the whole data set. So hopefully this video gave you an idea of framework analysis as a data analysis technique, which falls under one of the types of thematic analysis, and the resources and the main authors that you can refer to. And hopefully that will give you an idea about to get you started, or perhaps even maybe you think it might not be suitable for you. So hence why it could be very useful to go through.